Good evening, everyone. My name is Sabrina Valbrun with CERT Restoration, Women in Construction, and today you are watching for Jaspo TV and listening to 980 AM, the Community Trailblazer Show. We believe in giving you flowers when you can smell them. We want to support you. We want to elevate you. Today we have an amazing guest that's going to give us some very important information. And we can't forget our amazing
co-host. Hey guys, Stewart, your business continuity experts, helping business owners put systems and plans in place so when things go wrong, they know how to put it right.
Yes. And without further ado,
that's right.
Let's welcome our amazing guest.
Hi, I'm Linder with Schooley Mitchell. We are a cost reduction consulting firm. So the company's been in business about 22 years, servicing North America. I've been a franchise owner coming up on 2 years at the end of May. Before that, I was in the technology sector for many decades, 22 years in technology. I built and led sales organizations for hardware and software companies. And then back in 23, I was with a startup, and they didn't get their last round of funding, so I was trying to figure out what I was going to be when I grow up. And
that's the tough part.
Right?
Still trying to figure that out myself.
Okay.
Right? So I was continuing on the traditional interviewing process, and I had gotten an offer, and then about 10 days later, I got a call that they eliminated the role. It was for a VP of sales position, which was what I was going back to do in technology.
Oh, no.
And then I figured out, okay, so now what do I do? And I remembered about 2 years prior, I had met with a franchise broker, and he had presented some options to me of different businesses. I didn't remember what they were.
Okay.
So I went back to my files, and I was looking at some, and two were not of any interest to me. But Schooley Mitchell was in there, and I started reading about it again, the cost reduction business. And then I did my due diligence with the franchise. I spent a full day learning about the company and the organization and different departments and how they go about doing what they do to help businesses save money. I spoke to a few franchise owners, various lengths of times. One gentleman was there for about 3 years, another gentleman was there about 8, different parts of the country. And then based on my sales skills that I've learned and developed in the technology world, I figured that it could transfer well to running my own sales business, essentially.
Okay, running your own is always the best way to go.
Yeah. So what the franchise does, it gives you the support of the background stuff, right?
The
so
training.
the auditing process, they have, we cover 14 different cost categories for businesses, and each category has its own team. So if I come to somebody and let's say I'm helping them with their telecommunication expenses, so there's a dedicated group of people to help with the telecom piece. Let's say it's a hotel or a restaurant, uniform and linens. There's a group on the uniform and linens piece, or maybe compressed gas or small package shipping. So whatever, all the different categories that we cover, we have dedicated teams that are focused on the audit process and managing vendor relationships within those different categories.
Okay.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So let's ask you this. What's the ideal business for you? Like, who do you want to see this, pick up the phone and call you?
Yeah, so we do well in across multiple verticals, but for me personally, there's a few that I'm really interested in working with. One is in the medical space. The reason is that medical waste is very expensive to get rid of. And you have to have specialization in order to get rid of that medical waste.
Sure.
So it's more expensive than traditional run-of-the-mill waste.
Right,
that
yeah,
you
you
see
can't
in
just
regular-
drop it to the landfill.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on average, we're able to save doctors' offices, hospital centers, things like that. Think outpatient centers. On average, about 28 to 32% on their medical waste. And what typically happens is once we find savings in one category, and we demonstrate success that we actually do what we say we can do,
Okay.
they typically ask us to look at another category for them, right? So medical is one where I think we do very well. Nonprofits is an area that I've really been trying to get into for the reason that most nonprofits have a very difficult time getting revenue.
Yeah.
And they're on a 24/7, 365 calendar of getting donations and sponsorships and grants and things like that. So one of the ways that we can help a nonprofit is the money we find savings for them, they're able to take that money and put it back into their mission of whatever it is. So if it's Goodwill, they can go help people. If it's the ASPCA, they could go help animals. If it's for children, they can go help children. If it's the food bank, they could feed more people because they have more money to put towards that mission. So that's something now on a personal level that I'm really trying to get more access into, is to be able to help those nonprofits save money so they can continue to do good in the
Or
world.
help them grow.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly
you're,
right.
you're looking for a guinea pig?
Yeah. And the nice thing about what we do is that there's no cost to the business or the nonprofit for an audit. So let's say you, for example, and I don't know if you take credit card swipes or things like that, but merchant services is a complicated thing. There's a lot of charges in there that come across to the vendor,
Yeah.
the owner of the business. So what we're able to do is we could come in, take a look, and we'll usually look at like the 6 months of invoices for a given category. If it's a seasonal business, we might want 12, but the minimum 6 months, so we can see, are there any patterns in the spending and things like that, and what they're paying on a monthly basis. So we go through the audit process. The audit process typically takes about 6 weeks, give or take. And we have that team that I mentioned back at the head office that does the auditing. And in parallel, we're also talking to other vendors to see if we can, what we try to do is get a better deal with the existing vendor.
Okay.
And about 70% of the time we're able to make that happen.
Okay.
But also we want to make sure if we can't get a better deal with that existing vendor, that we have some backup. So we have another vendor or two in the wings that can give us a proposal.
Their fees are still kind of
Exactly
high
right.
for, nonprofit when you hosting something and people like, can I sell you instead? And their
Yes.
fees still a little
Yeah,
bit.
they're so
too
and
high.
they're giving up those fees.
Yeah.
Even though they're getting the money, they're giving a percentage of those fees back to the
Okay.
vendor, so they're not getting to keep those. So we're trying to get them a vendor that's going to give them the same level of service at a better rate. And then once we go through that process, what happens is so let's start with the 6 months of billing that we start with, right?
Okay.
We review that and we put together what we call a baseline report.
Okay.
And it's essentially a summary of what the spending is. And we validate that with the business owner. So I would come back to you and say, take a look at this, make sure it makes sense to you, if we didn't miss anything.
Okay.
We get the okay, we go back, and then we start the audit process with the negotiation with the vendor and looking at other vendors to try and see if we could get a better deal somewhere else.
Okay.
That takes about 4 to 6 weeks typically. If we come back and find no savings, let's say you have a great deal, your vendor's taking good care of you, you're in good financial shape, we didn't find any savings for you, there's no fee to you for us providing the audit.
Okay.
And that's very different than other types of businesses that will do some kind of auditing, especially in the telecom space, which that's been around a long time.
Yeah.
They charge you a fee just for the
Up
audit.
front. Okay.
So even if they found no savings, you're still writing a check,
No way.
right? So in our
Because that was going to be my next question too.
Yeah, so in our
is
case-
there a fee to even,
there's
take
no
a
fee
look?
whatsoever. There's no
Okay.
fee whatsoever for the audit process. We do the work, and then we either found savings, we didn't find savings, or we might have found some savings, but it might be enough savings that makes sense to implement or move forward. And that's happened to me once or twice.
Okay.
In that case where we find no savings, we walk away and part friends. And the only thing I ask from the client that I've been working with is, was the experience positive, and would you recommend me to your neighbor? And that's really all I'm looking for, is a referral from that business if we found them no savings. Because we did give them peace of mind. We said, look, you do have a good deal. You're not getting overcharged. And we did the hard work for you because we have the software, we have the intelligence, we have the tools. And that's the problem most businesses have. They don't have the people, first of all. They're short-staffed typically. People are expensive,
Yeah.
right? They don't have the software tools that we have. We also have 20 years of knowledge in different
Okay.
cost categories. And most people know what they pay, but they don't know what other people pay. And that's where we can help, because we have a baseline of, let's say it's a 3-location restaurant. Well, we know what 3-location restaurants are typically paying for certain services. And then we also have relationships with vendors in that space where we're able to help these people stop overpaying for the services that they get. And then once they get the savings, they decide what they want to do with that money, right? They could put it back to the profit line. They could use it to maybe more part-time employees, they need a new piece of equipment, maybe it's a new stove or whatever
Yeah,
that business
whatever you
needs,
need.
they can take that, invest that money into back into the business. But we don't make any money unless we save our clients money. So what happens is let's say we found savings in a specific category. So I have a 3-location retail store, and we found them savings on their waste, the dumpsters that they're paying
Okay.
for. So they'll sign an agreement with us, and they had us help them implement the savings, and we split the savings for 3 years. So I bill them quarterly, so that's 4 billing cycles a year. And so let's say I save them $1,000 a year. They keep 5, I get 5.
Oh, okay, because I was just about to ask. Every
Right.
time I'm about to ask the question,
Yeah.
you answer. I'm like, okay, so what is the, based on what you save them, how much do they pay? Is there a percentage? But you pretty much, it's 50%.
So we split it
upward, it's
50-50 for
Okay.
years 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And then moving forward, they keep 100% years 4 and forward. Now, they can keep us on as a contingency to help them continue to audit their invoices and bills and keep that vendor relationship going so they don't have to do it. And we get paid differently for that. That's
Okay.
more of a service fee-based type of engagement where we're not splitting the profit anymore.
Okay.
But we're kind of being their eyes and ears to keep
To
that
make
vendor
sure they
honest.
stay on track.
Because what happens a lot of the times is prices will change. That we call it price creep. It'll be a couple of
Yeah.
cents here, a couple of cents
True.
there,
Yeah.
and you don't feel it. And you think about your cable bill. I
Yeah.
know I'm overpaying for cable.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
And I get overwhelmed when I start to look at all the different streaming services
Yes.
that I have my options are.
yeah.
So I really should practice a little bit more of what I preach.
You know what? The easiest way to get the cheapest rate with, especially with these people, is calling to threaten to cancel.
Cancel.
Yes.
All
Of a sudden,
new
they have
deal.
all the good deals, all to help you
That is
save.
100%
So that's something
accurate.
you should practice at least every other
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, but
So every other week.
Every other week. But that does not work with your electrical bill or,
It doesn't
or
work
your
with your
trash
electrical bill.
contract.
No, it doesn't. So we're able to
That's a different topic,
Different beast,
different
yeah.
show.
right. It's a very different show.
Yes.
But we're able to help the business owners keep focused on their business and
Yes.
won't worry about the cost categories that they want us to investigate and hopefully find them savings on. And like I said, what typically happens is once we find savings in one area, then we get asked like, hey Rob, can you take a look at maybe it's my telecom, or maybe
Yeah.
it's my uniforms and linens, or maybe I'm an accounting firm and I have a lot of overnight packages, overnight letters that have to get signed. Because people still like paper, even though there's electronic signatures
Yeah,
software out
I mean-
there.
Yeah.
But some people, my father, for example, 89 years old, former tax accountant, if he doesn't see a hard
Oh my
copy
God,
piece of
yeah.
paper,
Exactly.
Right?
It's not real.
it's not his right? So that man he still goes to the bank.
Yeah, I still do too, and believe me, and I do paper, like with my business, I create an actual folder,
Yeah.
keep copies, and I also enter them into our CRM, so we have
Right.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Makes
know my
sense.
husband, I was like, why do we have all these folders? I said, you never know. And I like
Never
to
know.
have stuff in front of me where I still write my notes, dates. I still do that.
Yeah.
And I still
I'm
go
a
to
pen
the
and paper
bank, too.
person myself. So
Yeah,
I
even when you can
relate.
scan the check, I say, but then I miss my friends. I miss the bankers. I want to
the
go
bank.
and have conversation with them.
Yeah, it's
Because
more than
look, with the bank, you never know when you're gonna need a favor from the guys at the
Okay,
bank. They need
yes.
to know who you are, right?
Yeah,
That's the truth.
I'm still like old school in that area, so I can't even laugh at your dad. And I'm 45, he's 89, so I can't even laugh at him because I'm
Well, I
still.
do laugh at But I get away with it.
Exactly.
So, do you work with like a lot of accounting? Because it seems like a lot of the things that you do, it seems like that's something that the accountant also should kind of like be looking over when they
Yeah.
do your booking.
Sure. So
So how does
accountants
that-
and CPAs are excellent
Yeah.
partners for me.
Okay.
So they're a great referral source, and we're able to help validate what
Yeah.
they're doing for their clients as well. So
Yeah.
if they bring me in to help their customers save money, and we end up finding savings, they've done two things for themselves. They've helped their client, number one,
Yes.
but they've also elevated their status within that customer. And so that trust bond gets even stronger because now when Steve the accountant recommends something, they know he's going to be fair and honest with them, and
Yeah.
they're bringing him in to help. And that's really the main thing that I'm trying to accomplish. I really want to be of service to the businesses I work with.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the biggest thing. And that's one of the reasons the nonprofits appeal to me too, is because the ability to help to give back
Yeah.
is important to me. It's interesting. I went to Boca Raton Chamber of Commerce, and as they had every year they do this thing called Leadership Boca Raton,
Yeah.
and I joined last year, and it's about a five-month investment. It's like 2 Wednesdays a month, and you go throughout Palm Beach County learning about what's in your backyard. So one day it's the hospitality industry. Another day it's nonprofits. Another day it's education. And I've always donated to certain charities, but when I was with this Leadership Boca piece, we went to a few different nonprofits that day, and one at the end of the day was very significant. They help foster children stay on track in school and make sure that they graduate and get out of high school and into college. And I was really moved
Yeah.
by that. The whole day itself, but that Best Foot Forward is the name of the charity I'm speaking about today.
Yeah, I know of them very well.
Wonderful group.
Yeah.
Wonderful group. And I was really moved, and it made a difference. And, besides donating my time and some money, the ability to actually help these nonprofits save money so they can put that money back to the core mission of what they're trying to do and achieve. It's something that, it sounds silly, so corny, but it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're
it's
making a
not. It's
difference.
not.
Yeah,
Believe me,
it
we
does,
run
yeah.
a nonprofit that caters to foster teenagers.
Okay, so
As well, we do free haircut for them, where we partner up with a few barber shop where
Nice.
they can just go in and get, you want to look good, and
of
that
course.
boosts your confidence a whole
Without a
lot.
doubt.
And then with the girls, we bring them hygiene product and things like that, cooking classes,
Nice.
and we send about 100 kids to school in Haiti.
That's amazing.
And yeah, we are hosting something Sunday. If you're available, I'll give you some more information as well. We focus on sexual abuse because a lot of these kids go through that.
Yeah.
So we host an event every year. Just provide a platform to tell your story. We have what 4 guest speakers, and like 2 of them never shared their story, so it's really gonna be their first time
Oh,
sharing.
wow.
So it's an
That's a lot.
amazing dinner, and all the proceed goes to the foundation.
To the foundation?
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
So I'll give you information about that. But you're sharing a lot of great information. It's like, who don't want to save? I know I want to save.
That's why
I
I was
wanna-
here. All the business owners.
And the nice
I
thing
want to keep most of my money in my pocket and do something
For
useful
sure.
with
Yeah.
the.
And the
little
nice thing
extra.
is that the
Yeah.
investment of time of the business owner or their employee is minimal.
Minimal, yeah.
So it might I have to give him 6 months of billing invoices, and then how much time am I gonna have to spend? The average investment of time, there's usually about a 20-minute kickoff call, then the time it takes for me to get the information I need from whomever is in billing or
Yeah.
however, it depends on the size of the organization. And then I'm out of their hair. And then I come back with the first report, and they
Okay.
validate it, 10 minutes. Then I come back with savings, another 10 minutes. And then if they want to implement, we help them implement with the vendor. And we become the negotiation person to the vendor. So they're not involved.
Oh, okay.
They don't even have to get on the phone with the vendor. They don't have to get into those awkward conversations with the vendor. We become their advocate. So we're doing all of this on their behalf with their permission,
Yeah,
which they're
of course.
granting us.
Yeah.
So the time investment from the business owner and their employees is minimal. It's probably full cycle. I don't know if it's even 90 minutes
Nice.
of time.
Nice.
And then, obviously we check in
No,
with
it's
them monthly and
definitely-
quarterly.
Yeah.
They get quarterly reports to summaries of what they're saving each quarter, and I deliver that to the owners and whomever else I'm dealing with in the billing departments. So we stay on top of it. It's not a one and done type transaction thing. It's truly, from my perspective, I really want it to be a partnership and be there, and that they know they can count on me, and if they have trouble, they can pick up the phone and we're gonna support them.
Yeah, and who don't want to save, on their bill and help your business grow and allocate those funds where you need it most.
Yeah.
I guess just explain it to you, and he says it don't even take a very long time. But give us the name of your company again.
Sure, it's Schoolie Mitchell.
how we can find, yeah,
contact you?
how can we contact
So my name
you?
is
Give
Rob
us-
Linder. My phone number is 732-213-7959. My email is rob.linder@schooleymitchell.com. So that's SCHOOLEYMITCHELL.com, Schooley Mitchell. And I have a website at schooleymitchell.com/rlinder, LINDER.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, so let's ask some fun questions
Sure.
now.
Yeah.
And let's start probing. All right, so you've got these cost categories. You can save people money. You help people find other vendors. Are the vendors giving you kickbacks? How's that working?
No kickbacks from the vendors.
All right.
We 100% are advocates for our clients. We do not take money from the vendor.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're vendor agnostic, so we don't have a horse in the race. We're going to find, we have relationships with vendors, but we're going to find the right vendor for your situation.
Got it.
Nice.
Awesome.
The vendor's definitely not gonna give him a kickback if he's
You
taking
get
from
this-
them and giving it to
They're gonna
the
give you a
owners.
kick out. That's
They're
what
gonna
they're
give you a
giving
kick out.
I mean, look, here's the reality. There are people in this
Yes,
space who will be
yeah.
like, well, you know, this particular vendor happens to own a 15% stake in
Yeah.
our company.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, even though they're 5% higher than this other vendor over here, let's give them the money because
Yeah.
that, increases my stock options.
Yes.
So we're vendor agnostic. We do not have a
That's
horse
awesome.
in the race. We are 100% there to support the business and the business owner and help them as best we can.
No,
Okay.
that's fantastic.
And
that is awesome.
I guess your favorite line. Share a six.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
my
what's the
favorite
most-
line
yeah,
is,
what's the
share with us a
favorite
success story. Yeah, one that really touched you, one that really moved you, where you were really able to help somebody.
Like how much, what did
Well, my
you
first
help them
client,
save?
well, my first client was this 3-location retail store in
Okay.
they're located in Deerfield.
Yeah.
They have a Delray and one in Boynton as well,
Yeah.
I believe. And I got an introduction to a friend of mine. He sells them apparel, surf gear.
Okay.
Oh,
And so they were my first clients, so I was very nervous going into that, my first appointment. I knew what I was talking about, but
Yeah.
your firsts are always, you have, I still get butterflies. And someone told me many years ago when I was a young salesperson that butterflies are good. It means you care.
Yes,
So I
yes.
wasn't panicking, but I had butterflies, and I went in and I had a conversation. This gentleman's name is Max, and he was very kind, very gracious, and we looked at 3 or 4 different cost categories for him, and we were able to find savings in 2, and I was really proud of that because we showed him what we do works, and that was very satisfying because it was my first time as a new franchise owner, and I was like, does this really work? And I got to go through the process with them and learned it, and it really did work. And we have been saving. They've been a customer for a little over a year now, almost a year and a half. So that's a special one to me. But some of the other ones, where we've helped smaller nonprofits, and the savings might be minimal. So maybe we're
Yeah.
saving them $1,100, $1,200 a year, but
It's still something.
It's still
you gotta
something.
be grateful for the
and
little.
and obviously the larger the organization, the more we can help them save,
Yeah.
whether it's a commercial business or a nonprofit business. Usually it's about ideally 20 plus employees. We will work with smaller organizations if it makes sense. We want to help, but typically if the organization is about 20 employees or greater, multi-location is usually better only because we have an option to find more savings. But it's single location is still fine, depending on the size of the organization, because we want to be able to have impact and find them savings.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
All right, now let's go on the flip side. Tell us about a time that you had to say no to somebody. How'd that make you feel?
I had to
You
say
couldn't
no.
say-
Because not
Yeah,
everybody's
like,
an
yeah.
ideal client.
No,
right?
not everybody is
So,
an ideal client. So I've had an opportunity. I was in a room full of people one time, and I was introduced to somebody, and I started telling them about what we do, and basically the look and the response I received was, "Why do I care about this, Rob?" and my response was like, "Well, it's your money. If you should care more about your money
Yeah,
than I
then-
do. If you don't care about your money more than I do, something's out of whack." But they didn't think it was worth the time and energy to invest. And we parted. I don't want to say friends, but we parted amicably.
Right.
And I wasn't going to spend my time and energy trying to
Sure.
convince him that this was something worth doing.
Yeah.
If he felt he had it under control and wasn't spending more than he should, then that's his prerogative.
And you know
But
what?
typically, 7 out of 10 times we're able to help somebody save money.
Yeah.
Good. As long as you do your best, that's all.
That's all you can
matters.
ask for.
That's
Yeah.
all you can ask for. But one more time, just give them your information
Sure.
and where they can find you again, because the whole point of this, the community Trailblazer, is to make sure we promote your business, elevate you, and just pour back into the community.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so my name is Rob Linder. I'm with Schooley Mitchell, cost reduction consultant. I'm located in Boca Raton. I serve all of Palm Beach County and Broward and also Dade. My phone number is 732-213-7959, rob.linder@schooleymitchell.com, and the web address is schooleymitchell.com/rlinder.
Nice. Well, it was a pleasure having you.
Yes.
Great information.
Thank you so much for the time today. I do appreciate
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you so much for watching the Community Trailblazer show. And you are watching Sabrina on 4 Jasper TV and listening to 980 AM. And please, if you're not doing anything, this Sunday, the Unspoken Bell Foundation is hosting their annual sexual abuse awareness dinner. It's only $65. Dinner is included. It's at 5 p.m. in West Palm Beach. We'll post the information down in the link. And if you need more information and would like to purchase a ticket or even make a donation, you can reach me directly at 954-330-6097. But I would love to have you in the room, not just your donation. Sabrina Valbrun with CERT Restoration, Woman in Construction, and we specialize in mold remediation, mold testing. So if you think you have mold, smell something weird, and you're not sure, definitely give us a call. We will be more than happy to come by and give you a free evaluation, and we'll take it from there and let you know what the next step is. Again, Sabrina with CERT Restoration. And we have our amazing co-host,
Steve Stewart, your business continuity expert. If you are a business owner and you are trying to figure out how you're going to make sure your business is going to continue running in case something happens this hurricane season, give me a call. 954-260-3388. Look forward to talking to some of you listeners and viewers. And once again, our amazing guest today.
yes,
Rob Linder with Schooley Mitchell.
nice. And if you are an entrepreneur or have a small business and would like to be on the show, we'd like to give you a flower when it counts. Right now, you can definitely reach out to us to be on the show so we can interview you. You can share your information. Again, same phone number, 954-330-6097. And thank you for watching the Community Trailblazer Show. Have a wonderful evening.